Back again, people. Straight off the bat, from the NBA stream to the Premier League stream and the Carabao Cup semi-final preview. Josh and Prime joining me talking about the Premier League action that happened over the weekend. No big clubs apart from Man City won, which is kind of crazy to say after it's been a while since we probably said that Man City won a game and the rest didn't. So, yeah, lads, how you doing? It's been one hell of a weekend, isn't it?
I'll go first. In terms of football, very disappointed. Technically, the first Arsenal Premier League game I went to. I'm still with at the Amex, so I watched that. I was on pitch side. I was right near Arteta for the last 10 minutes, and it's fascinating to see. Actually, it was fascinating to see like how many different languages he speaks and whatnot.
Airplanes like this again. With landing airplanes.
Yeah, exactly. Landing all the aeroplanes, directing traffic and whatnot. And yeah, two very, very critical points dropped. But Liverpool have opened the door again. So we'll see what happens from here.
Nah, I hear that. Prime, how you doing, bro? It's been one hell of a weekend, isn't it?
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into Chelsea and all that. But let's start off with the big one that happened over the weekend. Liverpool, Manchester United, because that for me as a United fan myself, I did not expect anything going into this game. I thought the game would be cancelled actually. I was kind of surprised the game went on because considering how I saw the ground, the roads, the snow, and everything was all blocked. But then how people managed to get to the game, how people survived in that, fair play to them, and the game went on and it was a good game. It was a good game to watch. As a United fan myself, I did not expect to even get something out of the game. We drew, and I can only say I'm disappointed though. And as crazy as it sounds, I did not expect to come away from Anfield saying that we could have won that game. I did not expect that one bit because United had the better chances. United had the more clear-cut chances. We should have won that game towards the end. I know you can maybe debate on the Xerxes offside, Maguire miss, but really and truly, like United really could have won that game with the chances United had. Højlund threw on goal. You had Ahmad missing a header. It's been crazy all around. And Liverpool, it's one of their worst performances all season, really, if you deep it, because Liverpool really underestimated Man United, if you ask me. If you actually look at the way Liverpool played football, Trent had a poor game. Trent had a very, very poor game. I was very surprised Dalot actually took his man on because Dalot never, ever takes his man on and he goes to the byline across the ball in. That's what Dalot's not been doing all season, right? But in this game, Dalot actually took his man on and put some good crosses in. And that's what he's hardly ever done. And this week, I felt that United really showed what they can do and what they should have been doing every single week. It's more of just the players wanting to turn up on the occasion, on the type of game, more than just the manager really just putting out the instructions to win the game or to get something out of it. Because we turned up for Man City, the players turned up for City, and then the week later they just decide, no, we're not going to turn up for Spurs, we're not going to turn up for Bournemouth. So it's about it's how these players conduct themselves, and they conducted themselves well. And we got the point. I'm not happy with the point, but I'm disappointed because we didn't win the game at the end. But at the same time, I'm not mad that we got a point. I don't usually accept draws like that, but because Liverpool are top of the league and we're not, right? We're nowhere near them, so it's kind of almost as if like I'm a bit upset at the fact that they're top of the league and we didn't stop them more than we went to Anfield and got something out of it. Because if Liverpool were like third or fourth and we got a draw, I'd be like, you know what? It is what it is. But they're top of the league, so that's what makes me even more mad. So yeah, Joshua, I'll start with you first. What did you make of the game? What are your thoughts on on the overall, how the game turned out?
Well, my thoughts were as soon as the 90 minutes were completed, I had to take a bit of time off because I was like, what the hell did I actually just witness? I think Slot got outcoached for the second time this season, only the second time this season. I think Amarim had his number throughout the game. United should have won, in my opinion. Obviously, Liverpool had good chances as well, but you expect that at Anfield. I do think there was a degree of arrogance in the way Liverpool played. I think that was the same last season as well, where they thought they were welcoming United to Anfield and they thought they could just steamroll them, but it ended 0-0 instead. I was quite surprised actually. I think a bit of complacency got into them, and Liverpool they're starting to concede a few more goals now. But as for United, that was just what the doctor ordered after the disgraceful December that you guys have had. And you can walk out of Anfield with your heads held high, and at the same time a bit gutted that you couldn't have made more of the opportunities that you had.
I hear that completely because we missed a lot of big chances. Højlund one-on-one, Ahmad header, and I think Xerxes at the end. People debate that he could have shot. People debated that Maguire, it was a bad shot by Maguire. Whether he's offside or not is another talk, is another discussion.
The
But
pass as well, it was bouncing as well. Terrible pass.
Sorry. Also, you're talking about to Maguire. Oh yeah, that was a terrible pass. I'm talking about the pass to Xerxes was very, very nice though. And Xerxes
Exactly, that's brilliant.
Xerxes could have put himself in a better position and actually could have because I think he was a bit far wide. But you know what, Xerxes, he has that shot power. He can just put one in. So I'm thinking maybe he could have maybe tried to put the ball into Maguire's feet in a much better way. But at the same time, you never know. Sometimes momentum can get you a shot off, or you just never know how it could have ended up. But yeah, United had a better chance at prime. I'll come to you next because obviously United drew. It was a good game. What are your overall thoughts on the Liverpool United game? Because a lot of fans came out with that game expecting United to get destroyed and it'd be like a one-way traffic sort of game. But what did you make of the whole the whole game? Because like I said, it should have been one-way traffic, but Liverpool didn't turn up. Prime, you there? Oh, he's on mute. Right, I got to Josh first. Sorry, because obviously United should have won the game, but who impressed you the most, like out of that game? Because I thought what it is. I've been one of his biggest critics, yeah, but I thought Bruno Fernandes had a decent game. He had a very decent game. I thought Ahmad had a decent game. But what are your overall thoughts, bro?
Well, I think what the question you just asked, Bruno Fernandes, absolutely shocked me. That was genuinely one of the only times I've seen him put in a proper captain's performance for United.
He doesn't turn up in big games, bro. He doesn't turn up in big games, but yeah.
No, that was absolutely insane. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was like a lockdown Bruno Fernandes. I feel Diallo, he had that glorious chance, didn't he, where he conspired to head the ball backwards. I mean, I was completely weirded out by that. I was like, how is that even? How do you manage that? I think Salah really disappointed me. Curtis Jones was anonymous. I thought Gravenberch was quite good for Liverpool, but you expect that. McAllister was quite good. I thought Maguire played really well. He made that excellent tackle on Salah, didn't he? Which Michael Oliver then blew for a foul. Which I have no idea how he interpreted that as a foul, but I'm an Arsenal fan. Michael Oliver, over the last few seasons, I haven't got time to talk about him anymore.
Michael, I don't like him at all as a referee.
No, I used to love him, but after the Kovacic fiasco last season,
No, I hear it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else happened. Garnacho, when he came on, I thought he had a really good impact. He got the assist for Diallo's equaliser. I thought a lot of the goals that Alisson concedes, I think he could do a lot better with. You know what I mean? I feel like he just. I feel it looks as if he should do a lot better with some of the goals that he concedes as well. And another thing as well, why on earth Slot didn't take Trent off after Liverpool went 2-1 up, I think was absolute tactical blunder, and Slot, as we well know, does not make many tactical blunders. I mean, I don't want to sound like I know more than Slot, because obviously I don't. I'm some random bloke from England. But if I was Slot, I would have hooked Trent straight after Salah's penalty, put Bradley on, and see out for 3 points. Because I feel if Slot had done that, Liverpool would have been walking away with an unsatisfying but expected 2-1 win.
No, I hear that. Prime, what are your thoughts on the whole game, on the game as a whole? Because obviously, like I said, I didn't expect United to come out of the game with a point or anything out of the game. We all thought it'd be one-way traffic, but I want to know your thoughts on the whole game as a whole, because obviously, yeah, it should have been one-way traffic, but Liverpool didn't turn up.
See, this is why I find it difficult to just write off Man United in big games, because your players tend to turn up and perform.
Hmm.
Then again, your players aren't consistent, because you beat Man City, was it a few weeks ago, and then you've lost basically every game since.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, what does this actually mean going forward? It might not really mean anything.
It won't. It won't. You're right.
It's probably good for Amarim in terms of getting a big result, because if United keep losing games, at least he will have big performances or big games that he's won to
Yeah.
keep certain people on side. But ultimately, this doesn't really mean anything, I guess. Bruno had a brilliant second half,
No,
which is
I agree.
interesting. I wouldn't say he was running a match per se, but he did have a brilliant second half, which goes to show, I guess this kind of proves the Bruno defenders right, that
Yeah.
about being world class or whatever. However, the people who don't rate Bruno, they'll then go and say, well, why doesn't he do this on a consistent basis? So I don't know. It is what it is. But with Man United, I see certain people getting gas and everything, which you're entitled to. Like I said, when you guys beat City, I'm not going to rain on your parade for the game. It is what it is. Celebrate it. But
yeah,
you play Southampton next in the league. I'm not sure you guys will actually beat them. I think you guys will beat Arsenal and then lose to Southampton, and this whole rot thing will start again.
Southampton is a tricky one, because we're at home, and our home games have not been impressive at all one bit this season. We've not been we've not done well at home this season, and that's been a major issue with United, because the home games should be the ones where you always tend to do better in. That's where you sort of need to protect your own home court, like in the NBA, like when you win games, when you need to win games in the playoffs, protect home court. United don't do that. We don't often do well at home. We do better on the road, because you know what it is. It's less pressure for us to have the ball. United do better when we don't have the ball. When we have the ball, we lose it. We're not good at keeping possession. We're good at retaining possession. That's the difference. We never ever do well in possession of the ball. I'm surprised we even did well to control the game on Sunday. I'm surprised we even controlled the game in terms of where we kept the ball. We didn't lose it properly like that. I thought I thought it'd be a game where United just win the ball, just give it straight back to Liverpool, and just blow us out on the counter attack. That's what I thought it would be. But hitting teams on the counter seems to be our biggest strength.
You
we give
caught Liverpool on an off day, but you also
Yeah.
made Liverpool look bad. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's credit to Man United, but again, what does this actually mean? I keep comparing this season to United to Chelsea's 22-23. We won some big games that season. We beat title winners AC Milan home and away. We beat Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League at their ground, and that was a Dortmund team which had Jude Bellingham in the team, and at that point, it looked like they were going to win the Bundesliga. So Chelsea had some big results that year, but ultimately it didn't mean anything because we couldn't beat sides like Bournemouth and etc. So, yeah, for Man United fans, you guys should just like still realize where you are, because just like
No,
you're a big emotion from this game and you guys being happy, you guys will play Southampton, you won't win, and all of a sudden it's going to be back to, cussing out everyone and cussing out Amorim and whatever. So,
no, I hear that. I just think it doesn't. Like I agree with you. It does not mean much. It doesn't mean like we're back or we're anything. It does not mean much. However, what I would like United to do right now is sort of build on from this performance and sort of perform better in games. Because in games United are not expected to win, we tend to turn up. But in games where we're expected to blow teams out, we just we just look slow. We look lethargic. We don't look like we're on it. We look like we underestimate teams way too easy. And like Southampton at home, like you said, it's gonna be a tricky game because Southampton are one of those teams that you're expected to beat. Everyone's expected to beat Southampton. But on any given day, if you don't hit the target, you get punished on any given day. Smash and grab, so you can get punished. And this is what United's biggest issue is this season is not hitting the target when you must. Like I said, Rasmus Højlund, one of those chances you missed. You can't be missing those chances in a big game because that could have been the winner. That shot from Rasmus Højlund right there could have been the winner. So this is what I'm saying. It's like United did not take their chances on the weekend. We took two of our chances, right? We took two of our chances, but the other two, when we should have scored, we didn't take them. Liverpool wasted their chances. We as well, but we had the better chances. If you ask me, if you ask me who had the better chances, Liverpool, United had a better clear-cut chances. We had the better chances all day. It's about taking them. We didn't take them, so that's why we kind of dropped. For me, it felt like 2 points dropped. After that performance, it was 2 points dropped. If we had played bad and got a point, then it wouldn't have been 2 points dropped. But with the fact we played a bit better than them, we should have won the game. So I'm kind of disappointed in that sense.
You can't say it was 2 points dropped though. I don't think on the balance of play, a draw was fair.
We missed the better chances. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree because Liverpool also had chances to win that game, so a draw is fair.
No, they did, but I felt United had the better chances. But the best chances of the game went to United. That's why I felt like we didn't take it. The Højlund 1-on-1 should have been buried. We should have buried that chance.
Yeah, but again, it's Højlund, so I don't think you can count that really as a chance. If you guys had, I don't know, if you guys had a Gyökeres, then maybe you can count it as a real chance.
Yeah,
you have Højlund, so I don't view that as anything really. Again, on the balance of play, a draw is fair.
No, possibly, but yeah, I just think possession-wise, I felt like United retained possession well and kept the ball well.
You did. The possession was like 50-50 at halftime. Just crazy. Yeah, Liverpool.
I was saying to my friends before the game, during the game, United cannot concede before halftime because like I said 2 years ago before we lost 7-0, if we had gone into halftime 0-0, we could have maybe come out in the second half much better. But we came out of the second half.
I think you guys did. In the 7-0 game, you were 0-0 at halftime.
No, it was 1-0 Liverpool at halftime. Gakpo scored right at the death.
Hold on.
No,
United was better side in the first half.
Gakpo scored right at the death of the first half. So yeah,
43rd minute.
Around that minute. So yeah, it was almost like we shouldn't have conceded before halftime because if we hadn't conceded, right, we could have come out of the second half probably in a much better state. Like I said, we did. We held them to a 0-0 at halftime. Second half, we came back and Bruno to Lissandro cold finish. That's a really good finish for a center back like Lissandro Martinez who does not have that ability to strike a ball like how he did. Unbelievable finish. Great finish. You're up 1-0. Then you let Liverpool back into the game with with the delict. I feel like you could say it's unlucky, but I don't know. He kind of slid in and he just completely missed the ball completely. Gakpo was completely fake shot and just scored a nice finish. And that was it. And Liverpool came back to make it 2-1. The penalty, I think we should have had one as well. People are going to be like, what am I talking about? There was one time where I think Liverpool handballed in the box as well, and it wasn't reviewed for VAR. I've seen the picture. And
Sky didn't show a replay either.
They didn't show the replay exactly, and Liverpool.
Although I will say the
Yeah.
picture shows that I can't remember who it was, but the Man United player hit their arm first. So based on the picture, but then again, you can't judge anything off that.
Yeah, if that's the case, then maybe I'd understand. But to be honest with you, it's more from what I saw, it looked like it touched the Liverpool arm as well. So we could debate it, but really and truly, like the decision that day by the referee for me kind of ruined the ending of the game. If you ask me, because a lot could have happened in that game. Nunes could have been sent off. No, they didn't look at the shoulder to the face. That could have broken his nose.
That should have been a red card. That should have been a red card.
So I'm not blaming the referee for anything about that day. It's just more of the decisions should have been more spot on, and a lot of the decisions that day were just a bit poor from the referee, to be honest. Maguire,
the linesman as well.
Maguire got a yellow card for sliding in and getting the ball. So and like I said, it's not warrants of he didn't warrant a yellow card. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of decisions went the wrong way that day. So yeah, for both teams, to be fair. So I'm not saying Liverpool got away with anything. Both teams got away with a lot. So yeah, I just think the referee kind of ruined what could have been a fair game. So yeah. Oh, what'd you make of Michael Oliver's performance though? Because I thought, you know what, the referee for me, yeah, he's not on my favorite referees ever. But yeah,
what was wrong with how the ref? What was wrong with the ref?
I thought there were some decisions that could have gone, both sides. I felt that he made a wrong. He made a few errors that day, like with the Nunes shoulder to the face. That could have been a red card. That wasn't looked at, right? United might have had a penalty. I'm not so sure if that was handball by United, but from seeing the picture, Liverpool, it was a handball. They didn't look at it. The Maguire yellow card, for instance, that should never have been a yellow card because he got the ball completely. I don't know, man. There's just been decisions that day that I felt that could have gone both sides. Could have gone both sides. And I felt that the referee kind of just ruined what could have been a really fair game because it was very few decisions that he made wrong that he made it completely wrong. But yeah, what are you saying, Josh?
I would say don't forget the linesman as well. I remember there was one instance. I think as soon as you made it 2-2, you were about to counter attack. Garnacho received it on the left hand side. It was miles on the sides, and the linesman raised his flag for some reason. Don't forget at the end of the game. I don't know. I think it was Diallo. He was getting bitched about by Robertson for about 10 seconds. Legitimately, about 10 seconds. The linesman was not interested at all. He was on some serious crap.
What was that on a free kick?
And Michael Oliver, about 50 yards. I wouldn't go that far, but it was many yards away. He was giving it instead. I just feel like, oh no, there's something weird going on. But having said that, Liverpool could have had decisions their way as well. I think I can't remember any off the top of my head, but that's the same with every game. I think we are analysing it a bit more because it's Manchester United and Liverpool, the two biggest clubs in England by far. So I think that factors into it. But at the end of the day, some of the stuff was a bit really.
No, I hear that completely. But yeah. Any final thoughts on the game before we move on to the next topic? Prime, you there? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the ref was fine. Like there were decisions like that for both sides, so I think it was fair. No. And plus, don't people always say that a ref should ref the occasion? So the ref the occasion. Like I don't know. I think the ref was fine.
I just think there was some dodgy decisions, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really gonna get into that much.
But yeah,
I just think that.
But wasn't it dodgy for both sides then?
I just think United could have had a bit more going their way as well. So yeah, obviously I'm biased, so I'm gonna talk about my team. But Liverpool fans obviously say their part, and yeah, no, I completely understand from their side because they got the penalty that they deserved. That was a handball, but I'm not going to get back down from that. That's a handball clearly. It's going to the goal. That's a penalty all day. So I thought the goals that we gave away was kind of costly because those goals could have been prevented on any other given day. Gakpo, nice finish, but De Ligt can be doing better than that, a little bit better. The penalty, tricky one because De Ligt had his arm up, right? The ball was going to that direction, and then De Ligt had his arm up already, and the ball just unfortunately clattered his arm. So I don't know. On any given day, maybe the referee doesn't say it as a penalty, but I think it is. I'm not gonna back down from that. I think it's a penalty anyways. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, to be honest. I think the draw was kind of a fair result, but I still felt that my team could have nicked it at the end. Unlucky, but we move. Next up, I'm gonna go to Prime Chelsea. Another 2 points dropped by Chelsea in the game against Crystal Palace. Does this not remind you of the earlier of the Chelsea Crystal Palace game early in the season when you guys were winning and then you guys dropped points again? Because you guys
I know. I said that during the game in the second half. I don't know. It is what it is. Like our last 4 games, things have been happening that I've been talking about all season. That us not controlling games. This, best forward line in the league, best attack in the league that people keep saying is not true. Is barring Homer and Sancho, the rest of the forwards are very questionable. Neto, he's a brilliant crosser of the ball, but we don't utilize him because we don't have an attacker with height, because Jackson is not the best there early. Sancho, he's good at creating, but he's not a goal scorer. Madueke is a goal scorer, but the manager, for whatever reason, or whatever is going on in the backroom, hasn't been playing him the last few games. Nkuku's shit and Felix is shit. So we just tailed off in terms of goals. And we have no Lavia in midfield to protect Enzo. Caicedo's been overworked. We have our best center back in Fofana is out. Cole's not that good. And you still have Sanchez. So, but I don't know. We'll get out of this rough patch and we'll still make top 4. I'm not necessarily worried yet per se, but what's frustrating is just the way Chelsea fans are just overreacting.
What are your thoughts on the Fofana incident with Maresca? I was hearing some rumors that Fofana apparently called Maresca like a liar or something like that. I don't know. Do you have any insights on that? Because I haven't really paid attention to
I have no idea about that.
Because I was seeing some rumors that Fofana was saying something about Maresca, called him a liar. He called Maresca a liar because Maresca might have said something about him that was not true, or sort of like said something out of the order. But I don't know. I heard something. But Josh, what are you saying with the Chelsea game, man? Obviously, cause they dropped points, unfortunately again. But now they're 4 points behind Nottingham Forest, which I never thought Nottingham Forest would be in this position in January this year. But what are you saying about the Chelsea game, bro?
Well, I feel like Chelsea's downturn in form coincided with Enzo Maresca saying that they're not in the title race. I feel like if you're Chelsea Football Club, obviously you're expected to be in the title race and whatnot. I feel if you're going into a set of fixtures with a defeatist mentality, I feel like it's no surprise that they have got 2 points from 12 so far. I feel that football is best played under pressure to an extent. It separates the winners from the losers during crunch time, and I feel if he said something along the lines of, we didn't expect to be in this position, but now that we are in this position, we're going to go for it, I feel you'd see better results. I think I mentioned the last time I was live here that my main hope, from a biased perspective, because I'm an Arsenal fan, is that Enzo Maresca suffers a similar collapse to how he almost completely fumbled the championship with Leicester. And judging from 2 points in 12 games, it looks like that might be the case. But at the end of the day, it's still early on. I can't remember who they've got at the weekend, but they'll bounce back soon enough. They've got quality players. They've got enough.
Sorry, we're saying Prime?
We're playing Bournemouth at the weekend.
Yeah.
Bournemouth that's at home. Bournemouth are a decent side. I don't know. And with Man City close up behind them as well, I think Man City will recover as well. So it is looking tough at the minute, but they've got the players to get through, I'd say.
Nah, I hear that completely. But it's just I'm just very surprised. I'm not very surprised, but I'm at the same time I'm surprised at how Chelsea just all of a sudden dropped points against these sides where I thought I expect them to beat really Ipswich Town away. No disrespect to Ipswich, but they kind of but you guys should have won the game. With the chances you guys had in the first half, I felt that you guys should have got back into the game. Chelsea had who else did they lose to? They lost to Fulham at home. Yeah, that game should have been wrapped up in the bag early on in the game. Fulham took their chances towards the end of the game, and I felt that, you know what it is? I felt that they just kind of fumbled, because if you actually look at it from a perspective of where Chelsea were during the game, they were 1-0 up. Then Fulham scored a late equalizer, and then off a mistake from the keeper, Sanchez cleared the ball, and then they went on to score the winner again. Fulham scored the winner. So it's what I'm saying. It's individual mistakes that kind of costing Chelsea right now, and they're just not putting away the chances. And obviously, the game against Palace on the weekend, same exact game of how Chelsea beat Palace. How Chelsea dropped points to Palace early in the season. They did the exact same against Palace away by not taking the chances and by not scoring when needed to. That's when I felt that Chelsea sort of just threw it away. Because Palace,
I think Palmer's been.
Sorry?
Right, carry on.
No. I just finished.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say, based on what I've seen from these last 4 Chelsea results, I feel Palmer's played a lot more selfishly. I don't know if you've noticed that at all, but I feel like main man syndrome is probably costing the team at the expense of his GA output. That's one thing I have actively thought about watching Chelsea's games, but carry on, bro. It's just my quick observation.
No, that's fair. Because I really have much to say about Chelsea. I'm just not happy that they kind of drop points. Because I wanted the title race to be interesting. Liverpool now 6 points clear with the game in hand. But this is what really, really pisses me off. It's what really, really pisses me off because now Arsenal are 40 points, Liverpool are 6, Chelsea are now 10 points behind with a game in hand. Yeah, Chelsea are completely out of the race in my opinion. That's officially Chelsea done out of the race. That's where I think that Chelsea are just completely done. Do I think Arsenal is still in the race? Yes, I do. But do I think you guys will capitalize? No. But we'll definitely get onto Arsenal. You guys at the Carabao Cup game, so we'll preview that. And obviously, when's the line was out? In like what, a few minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the lineup's out now. I was going to check just now.
Let's actually move on to Arsenal. Yeah, sorry. Go on, bro.
So I was going to say, I feel when Prime mentioned Man United beating Arsenal, I think that is well within the realms of possibility. I think it depends on what type of lineup Arteta's put out, and I'm just going to see here. Because I do think he'll prioritise the Carabao Cup semi-final over the FA Cup third round. But I'm on the Arsenal Twitter page here.
No,
he's got full strength.
No, it's facts. No, it's true because you guys need to go full strength now because you're in the semi-final. If you were in like the quarterfinal, you might have rotated a bit. But the lineup as follows is David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Partey, Odegaard, Rice, Martinelli, Havertz, Trossard. So that's a full strength team. If you look at it, it's just Jesus on the bench. It's just
Sterling's made it on the bench after being injured.
Well, Sterling you can't really count as a starter though. I mean, like
I mean more in terms of attacking depth because he's important that reason.
And obviously, Newcastle, Dubravka, Livramento, Botman, Byrne, Hall, Tonali, Joelinton, Willock, Murphy, Isak, and Gordon. So that's a full strength team as well. I reckon this will be a good game, but we'll talk about the Arsenal game in a bit. Let's talk about your game against Brighton because obviously you said you were there at the game, right? You said you went to watch the game. Talk about your game because obviously you guys dropped points in not in the best way possible, because you guys were 1-0 up and then you gave away a penalty. Whether you think it's a penalty, it's a different topic. But overall, what are your thoughts on how you're feeling about that game?
Yet again, it's another game where we haven't been good enough at all. I heard the Brighton appeals for the penalty. I heard them score the penalty and all their fans celebrating and whatnot. I thought to myself, I looked on social media during my break and I saw that it was a very controversial decision. But my main thought was like, I can't be bothered moaning about refs at this point. I mean, we know English refs are incompetent. We like, as much as I talk about how much Arsenal have spent and whatnot and how there's no excuses after 5 years of no silverware, there is little doubt that referees have cost Arsenal points in crucial games this season. But I'm just too tired about refs. Our second half performance was an absolute shambles. I think it's mainly fatigue. It goes back to the summer, terrible summer that we had. Our response to catching up to Man City was making our squad weaker. Genuinely, I've talked about it plenty of times before. That Brighton game, one thing that did stick out to me, I was pitch side by the end of the game, right near Arteta and Airport Alba and Nicolas Jova and whatnot. And I saw Gabriel and Saliba trudge off, like shaking their heads and whatnot. And I just felt so disheartened because a centre-back pairing of that talent and that quality to go without any major honours whatsoever, not even a single Premier League title, it's just harsh reality of football. Overall, I think we haven't won more than 3 consecutive games in the league this season. That is not title-winning form whatsoever. It's borderline top 4 quality. Having said that, we are on the same amount of points as we were this time last season. But do you expect us to go 16-1-1 for the rest of the season, like we did last season?
No.
Considering the squad's in the state that it's in, considering Saka's out for a few months.
It's inconsistency in the season. It's not the same, because last season you guys were playing a brand of football that was very, very unstoppable. It was very unstoppable. Like that.
It was a major shift in philosophy, so to speak. I mean, the spring of 2023 scarred Arteta permanently. Especially after Man City beat us 4-1, that completely changed everything. And it looks like it did work, but now with the lack of forward strikers in the last 5 years, with the lack of forward signings, I should say, over the last 5 years, it's really catching up and biting us in the arsenal, so to speak.
No, go on. I just brought this comment up because you just spot on. You just said exactly what you said. Saka being absent. I think it's just kind of make your right wing a little bit weaker. But I felt that Gabriel Jesus has actually looked quite good over the last. I think he's been one of your most impressive players over the last few games. I think he's kind of stepped it up actually, because do you know what it is? I felt like Gabriel Jesus was one of those players that people thought that. Oh, he's that player that we don't need anymore. You just cut him out to sell him on. But he's actually stepped it up. If you actually deep it, he's actually stepped it up over the last few games. He's kind of been like the player to lead your line, and that kind of form that he's in might just sort of help you with Saka's absence. But it's about what do you do on the right wing on the right hand side. Because now Nwaneri is out injured, right?
Nwaneri's injured as well now. Yeah.
But a couple of weeks. So what's your lineup going to be? It's going to be like what, Jesus on the right and Havertz up top, and then you got
has to be.
Because wait, who's playing on the right for you today? Trossard's on the right, right? Is that
no,
right?
Martinelli. I think Martinelli will be on the right. He was when he came on against Brighton.
Yeah. And today and yeah, at this point, you need a Gyökeres or someone like an Isak up top, and this is the guy that what it is. It could be his sort of audition today at the end, because you guys want Isak, don't you? You guys are heavily linked to Isak, and it could be his audition today because a player like Isak was slotting straight at Arsenal like up top. Whether I think
I don't think so.
Topic. So what were you saying?
I know you said about Isak, I don't think he'll fit us whatsoever. You see the majority of Newcastle's goals they're on the transition, they're on the counter. Arsenal don't play like that. Arsenal, we play mid blocks majority of the time, and he's going to be starved of service. That's my opinion. I don't think he'll do very well for us at all. But carry on.
No, I was just gonna say Isak up top. Whether he does well, he doesn't do well. It could be a difference maker. It could not be. Gyökeres might be someone you can need. Osimhen's available. He might leave Galatasaray. He might join another team. I was hearing some rumors about United wanting him lately. I don't know how true is that, but Saka is now out. So you need to do something about that right wing, and obviously with the absence of Trossard up top, Trossard up top. You've got Havertz. You've now got Trossard, Martinelli. Who's really going to play on that right wing? Because can Odegaard play on the right wing? Can someone fill for Saka's absence? Not really, because Saka's one of those players that's very irreplaceable in the Arsenal team. And you're going to need to sign someone in January, because I just think that Arsenal with the squad. Oh, by the way, I think your mic's making a bit of noise. By the way,
Mine.
Yeah. I was just hearing.
Apology.
No worries. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, it's all good now.
Sweet.
So I was just saying that you guys just sort of need to get a right winger in January to kind of replace, how do you call it?
Saka.
To kind of replace Saka, not to replace him, but to kind of replace.
We've needed a backup for Saka for about 5 seasons.
And Arteta's played him to the ground, and that's kind of Arteta's fault, because he's been playing him 90 minutes in games where you don't need to play him 90 minutes in games
it is
you don't 90 minutes.
The club's insistence on strengthening the defence, the back line, and the midfield. Although even the midfield is really poor now. It's mainly the infatuation with defenders and goalkeepers.
Right.
I think I saw Arteta's only 6 signings in the front line. Well, technically 5, because Havertz was intended as Xhaka's replacement. Willian and Marquinhos as the left wingers.
Yeah.
And then you have Trossard and Sterling as the left wingers, right wingers, whatever. And Gabriel Jesus, who's not very clinical, let's be honest, is the only striker. Let's not forget David Ornstein came out with a piece for The Athletic today regarding what happened with Aubameyang and why Arteta bombed him out. I think that is why Arteta is not going for the likes of an Osimhen, because he can't handle big egos, big personalities. I think that is why he's mainly kept away from that. That's my opinion.
No, I hear that. Prime, what are your thoughts on the Arsenal? Obviously, I don't know if you watched the Arsenal game. I don't know if you saw. Oh, you want to bring something up? Cool, I'll bring something up here.
That is
exactly what I saw. Prime. Yeah.
That's the Arsenal. That's Arsenal depth up top. Yeah, Marquinhos, Willian. I mean, Willian's not there anymore, or is that some other?
These are Arteta's signings.
I'll make it bigger. Hold on.
Nah, sorry about that. I'm mistaken that. Yeah, these are Arteta's signings, and I'm like, he spent like what north of $1 billion, at least somewhat close to $1 billion, and now he's not won anything.
He's about £700 million deep with his own squad, and he's going on 5 years without a trophy.
That's just poor, man. I just think by now Arsenal should have won something. With that team, you guys were doing so well in the Prem. You just threw it away in games where it mattered most. That's where I think a lack of experience comes to play.
We should have at least 2 Premier League titles right now, but we've chopped them both away. That's the reality of it.
No, that's true. Arsenal should really, if Arsenal should really be on like 5, at least 7 Premier League titles right now, just in front of Chelsea by 1. Because 1999, you guys threw it away. I think
Chelsea have 5 Premier Leagues.
Nah, Chelsea
if we won the last 2, we'd have been level with them on Premier League titles.
Total Chelsea have 6 league titles. Sorry.
They have 6 league titles, the same as Sunderland. I think they've been relegated 6 times as well. They've got obviously their European trophies dwarf any other London club, even though Spurs are quite decorated in that aspect as well. Yeah. I think last season was actually the only time since Abramovich came in 2003 that they went 2 consecutive seasons without a trophy.
Is this true?
Yep.
Arsenal.
I think it is.
Or TDMs.
Yeah, under Roman, we've never gone more than one season without a trophy. Yeah.
That is insane. And you look at those seasons where you didn't win a trophy, like even 07, 08, when you finished runners up in pretty much everything. Like margins are crazy.
07, 08, and 19, 20, I think, are the only seasons we didn't win a trophy under Roman.
15, 16.
13, 14.
Yeah, okay, yeah, 15, 16 as well. I forgot about that team.
No,
yeah,
15,
15, 16.
Probably best that you did forget about that.
13,
Yeah.
14.
And there's 13, 14. Yeah, but it's only been like a few, only been a handful. And even those seasons, barring like 15, 16, and we've been close to winning. So.
Right. Is this true though that Arsenal played Partey, Mourinho, Rice, Jorginho all in defensive midfield, all defensive midfielders, like all?
No, Partey was right back, but he's a defensive midfielder. Yeah, and Calafiori is essentially a centre back as well. So it's 3 centre backs and 3 defensive midfielders.
Crazy, and I don't know how Brighton didn't win that game the other day as well. Because Arsenal took the lead, and I was like, I can't remember who scored for Arsenal. Was it
Nwaneri? It was Nwaneri.
Oh, that was a good. Oh, yeah, that was a good finish. Nwaneri was a good finish. That was a good finish by Nwaneri. He took the ball well, and he scored. And wait, he takes him off.
Because he was injured.
Right. Okay.
But then again, that's a midfielder playing right wing. Jesus striker, Trossard left wing. It's just poor recruitment in the offensive thirds has really hurt us this season.
No, it has, because you've also got like, how do you call it? Because you don't have a right winger, and you don't have a backup. Backup to Martinelli in that sense. You have Trossard, but really and truly, is Trossard on the right player, and he's not been in good form. Martinelli's also not been in good form.
None of our attacking players have been in good form apart from Saka this season, and Havertz to an extent.
Well, and
that tells you all you need to know.
And Jesus over the last few games as well. Jesus has been on fire for us over the last few games. So I think this is where you guys need to kind of rely on him to kind of score for you. And on the weekend, and you got Tottenham coming up to it as well. So that's when I think
Aston Villa 3 days after that.
Oh my! So that's when the games happen, and then Arsenal play Aston Villa as at home, right? Arsenal play Aston Villa.
Yeah.
At home, it's crazy. Like, I reckon you win those games, but at a very tight margin. I reckon you beat Spurs even without a striker. Because
we should beat Spurs because 3/4 of their back line are cropped. So.
That back line of Dragusin and Archie Gray is criminal.
I don't disrespect Archie Gray. He's a bloody good player, but he's been playing out of position. Poor sod.
No, he has, but like still, he's not been a good center back lately. As a player, he looks decent, but playing out of position you can't do that. And I think it's time for Ange to kind of to leave. But Prime, what do you make of Arsenal? Just give your quick thoughts on the game of the weekend, and obviously what's gonna happen now, because now with the injury thing.
I think Arsenal fans complaining about the penalty incident. Quite embarrassing. I think
not me, but
it is a penalty. I think Saliba is like stupid going in late there to head the ball. But the funny thing is, right, if Saliba had also gone down, a penalty wouldn't have been given. So it's just about playing the game sometimes. And Arsenal fans talk about the dark arts. Saliba didn't do his dark arts. So, but yeah, there was still enough time for Arsenal to win the game. I think 30 minutes, right? Still enough time. You didn't do what was required to win. Speak on that more. But yeah, in terms of this Newcastle game, the Carabao Cup, I think today Arsenal need to beat Newcastle comfortably if they want to get to the final. Because do you know what Arsenal's record is like at St. James's? The past 2 visits, they've only had 1 shot on target.
3 defeats in our last 4 visits, when it was 1 defeat in about 16 years before them.
Yeah, so Arsenal need to win this one comfortably because they're not going at St James's in the second leg.
The best you can get at St James's is a draw. I reckon you need to win this game and just go and scumbag a draw at St James and just get to the final.
They need to win this. They need to win this first leg like 2-3-0. It needs to be so comfortable.
I reckon you need to win by at least 2 goals, minimum 2 goals, because Newcastle are not easy to play against, especially on the road. Like away from home, it's gonna be tough to at least get to maybe a win. You can get a win on any given day because, like I said, it's a cup game and it's about who wants it more, right? But at the same time, on the road to Newcastle, in this state, on this stage of the season, not going to be easy. Especially now when you've got when you lost to them 1-0 earlier, and tonight you're playing them at home. So tonight is where I think Arsenal capitalize and just take it to Newcastle. Just win the game tonight. Try and get at least maybe a 2-1 or 3-1 win.
Have you even seen the lineup?
No, I've seen it. I've seen it, but at home, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to say, but
these are the two teams.
Yeah, I see the lineup. I think Newcastle's front line is by far clear. I don't think we can debate.
Midfield is by far clear as well.
You could argue that. Yeah, I just think the midfielders. Declan Rice or
Ryan goal for Arsenal. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Miles Lewis, Skelly at left back. Odegaard, Partey, Rice in midfield. Martinelli, Havertz, Trossard as a front three. For Newcastle, Dubravka, we've got Livramento, Botman, Dan Burn, and Lewis Hall. We've got Willock, Tonali, and Joe Linton in midfield. And a front three of Jacob Murphy, Isaac, and Gordon.
Right. Now, I think Arsenal's. I think bar Arsenal's attack. Sorry, I think bar Newcastle's attack. I reckon Arsenal have the better team behind. It's about the forward line. It's about who gets goals. Because I just think Arsenal's midfield is better. I think the defense is better. Keeper, we can debate. Keeper by far clear. It's just your attack is lackluster.
No. Bruno Guimaraes, he's suspended along with Shaw tonight. Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, and Tonali are by far better midfield than what Arsenal have, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Tonali, I rate really highly. I watched him quite a lot at AC Milan. Actually, I watched a lot of when AC Milan won the league. I was watching a lot of them this season. Tonali was one of the best players by a long distance.
I've been watching Tonali since he first joined AC Milan. I wanted him at Chelsea to be the Jorginho replacement, but instead we bought Enzo Fernandez.
I'd still take him right now. He's that good. He's still that good. But Tonali is still a really good player, and I'd take him right now. He's quality. He's quality. I just think playing him in the 8 because he can bring the ball forward very, very well. Because Tonali is one of those players that you just ping a good pass, and yeah, he's that good. But what are you saying about tonight? What's your overall feeling ahead of the game? Because obviously, because you talked about the Brighton game, right? And the Newcastle game is what we're going to preview right now. And obviously, you guys have not done well against Newcastle in the past. What's your overall feeling ahead of this game? And what's your confidence?
Well, I'm not very confident. I do have this weird feeling about we're going to win 1-0 tonight, and then we're going to lose 1-0 at St James's Park, and it's going to go to penalties. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Newcastle are going to play the game. We're going to time waste and you know the usual stuff that we do far too often. I think if you guys remember when Newcastle drew 0-0 with us in January 2023, where the ball was only in play for about 43 minutes, I think we're in for another one of those games tonight. I think our attacking front line is completely incompetent.
They waste a lot of time, by the way, Newcastle. They waste a lot of time, especially away from home.
Game's the game. I mean, Joe Linton, I like him as a midfielder. He's a very good player. He's an absolute thug as well, but referees never call him up on it. And I think that's the same with Newcastle in general. I think only them and City really get away with gamesmanship, dark arts, so to speak. So I think it's going to be a really rough game. I think there's only one goal in it on either side, but I'll back the boys to win 1-0. And what Arian's saying there is true as well. Very much so.
Yeah, he also says Saka, Saliba, Odegaard are the 3 most important players for Arsenal. If one of them gets injured, Arsenal can replace them. Yeah, we've mentioned that already. Signings was where Arsenal really fucked up. They kind of fucked up in that sense because you guys did not go and strengthen in the summer. You did not go and buy players that were required to kind of replace players that are in the squad right now because you don't have backups, you don't have replacements, and that's where it kind of led to Arsenal's downfall because when you need to score goals, you just missed big chances, and that's why I'm saying, especially the game against
Fulham. You don't create many chances.
Creating Odegaard's created one big chance all season, I think. If we're talking about chances, Odegaard's created, I think, 1 or 2 big chances all season, and that's really it, really. And if Newcastle win, I agree. If Newcastle wins,
it is.
I don't see them winning. I don't see Arsenal winning, unless somehow Arsenal just find some luck and just get like 2 really lucky goals and then hold on. Yeah, then I don't see. I don't see. Yeah, big up, bro. Arsenal want hybrid players. What type of hybrid players are you talking about though? Because we can talk about hybrid, yeah, but like, because what is really Arsenal's system? It's been 5 years, right? And we don't know what exactly the system is.
Well, I mentioned that since the spring of 2023, where we completely chucked it away, chucking away 2-goal leads, and then getting absolutely pulverized at the Etihad, Arteta completely changed up his game. That season was the last season where Arsenal were actually enjoyable to watch. And you look at last season, a lot more control and all that nonsense. A lot less XG conceded on the defensive side. Still hasn't translated in any silverware. It's just you can tell Arteta's now delved into dark arts, defensive solidarity. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of George Graham, but he's very much like that, except without the trophies so far. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yep, the defensive football stuff. Yep, the defensive football.
Yeah, so that's what he is now as a result of the title collapse in 2023, and I don't feel like he's ever gonna shy away from that ever again.
I hear that. And it says here, players that can play many. Arsenal want hybrid players, but the players that can play many positions. They can start not start every position. But what type of players though? Like, give examples because I don't really know like which type of players you're talking about. Like,
Timber. I think in terms of Arsenal, Timber can play all across the back line. Calafiori can play at centre back. Timber left, like those type of players. Obviously you have Jesus playing anywhere across the front line. I think that's what he means.
Because if you want Isak, you play him on the left wing, don't you? You should play him on the left hand side, because that's where he sort of brings the ball up. Because you know what I really like about Isak is the way he hogs onto the ball, the way he holds onto the ball. It's like you can't take the ball off him. Like the way he dribbles the ball, it's like he's very, very composed with it. He just takes it up the pitch and he's like he doesn't know if he's losing the ball. He's that good on the ball. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I think Arsenal, if you're gonna sign Isak, right, and this is a good point. They want hybrid players. Isak can play off the left and off and up front. So this is what I'm saying. You play 2 players off the left. Isak might not stand out off the left, but the thing is, with the system Arteta plays, play him on the left, and then you sign another striker up top, because Isak can score goals. He can score off the left. Sign a natural number 9, and you have Saka on the right providing, and you have providing for Saka as well. Odegaard can play behind them. You've got Rice. And then you buy, and I reckon also buy another midfielder.
Definitely.
And I think that's it. I reckon that's a good team. I reckon Arsenal will be there, but it just depends on what Arteta has, what Arteta wants. What's his idea? What's his real idea? But Prime, I want to get your thoughts on this one as well. Obviously, like Arsenal hybrid players, right? But the system that they've been playing over the years has kind of looked like a bit. It looks stand out. It stands out in a lot of games, but it does not get them over the line. What do you think seems to be the issue?
The issue is the manager, not the players. I say the manager. The problem is the mentality at Arsenal as a whole. The manager, within the squad, the ownership, and the fan base. People keep blaming Kroenke all they want, but the only reason why he can still be in a job is because of fan base. Majority of the Arsenal fans will defend this. That's why Arteta's still there. So, but in terms of Arteta's style
100%.
of play, in terms of his style of play, it's quite obvious what he's doing. He's a defensive manager. That's the first style he was playing when he first got to Arsenal. He's a defensive manager. This whole thing that he's like a student of Pep stylistically is wrong. He may be like Pep in terms of his ego and his arrogance, but stylistically he's nothing like Pep at all. Havertz
It's more
is
like
not a
David
striker.
Moyes.
Even David Moyes, I wouldn't say is arrogant, to be fair. But if you mean style,
No,
yeah.
I meant in terms of the style of play. Yeah.
Yeah. He plays with a false nine, which is what Havertz is. Havertz is not a striker, he's never been a striker, and he's also not good enough to play in midfield. He's a false nine. And I said this back in the summer.
Yeah.
All this talk of buying a striker is not going to work because Arteta doesn't want to play that way. What Arsenal need is an upgrade on left wing. If you had a left winger that was just as good as, say, Saka is, you wouldn't have to overplay Saka. You could have certain games where, say, you could rest Saka, but have your left winger playing, and you could still win games, or you could rest the left winger and play Saka. But I think the big problem is with Arsenal is, when you look at these past 3 seasons, Arsenal's best players, Saka, Saliba, Odegaard, even Rice, I guess, to an extent as well, have had injuries that have kept them out for a period of time, which has, quote-unquote, derailed Arsenal season. Because you overplay your best players, and you don't have enough squad depth. Or, well, you've had squad depth, but Arteta's never been able to actually use that effectively. Just look at the way you're playing now, with how you're scoring goals. Since Saka's been injured, you guys could have always played this way, but Arteta chose not to. He chose to always play through Saka. But now that Saka's out, you're forced to find a different way. Ranieri looks good. I'll be real, he looks quality.
He looks
for whatever reason, Arteta hasn't trusted him to play midfield over Odegaard, but he looks very good on the wing. Maybe Arteta is now going to think, I don't need to buy another winger. Ranieri can be Saka's backup. Or Ranieri could even play on the right and Saka can play on the left. That's could be the thinking. Arsenal not doing anything major with Arteta in charge. So long may it continue.
100. Cheers.
Hey, I'm sorry, man, but
Nah, it's alright. Don't worry, I understand.
It says here, Granit Xhaka's and it really clears Mourinho. They need a top number 8 playing. Right now, they have 2 good defensive midfielders, Partey and Rice. Look, the defensive midfield is not the issue. It's about
Have you noticed that Arteta has? Because you were talking about he doesn't like egos. You're right. Have you noticed since he's been at Arsenal, he's got rid of all the egos and all the personality. He's got rid of all your leadership.
He has, essentially.
Like Xhaka, I know Xhaka had a brilliant season his last season at Arsenal, but he wanted to get rid of him before. Tierney, he sent out on loan, hasn't played, and it looks like he's going to get sold this January. Got rid of Aubameyang, Ozil, Lacazette, and yes, maybe you can say for varying reasons for some of these players, but in general, he's got rid of them and not being able to replace them, not being able to replace the quality, not being able to replace the experience, not being able to replace the leadership, because you guys could use those players right now to help you get over the line to win a title.
He's brought in players like Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, Sambi Lokonga. I don't understand that.
He's brought in yes men with no personality. That's the crux of it. He can't handle personality. Genuinely, that's what I feel. You see, I don't know if you guys saw the Arsenal documentary, but Aubameyang, obviously a player with an ego, obviously a player with a huge personality, a player that will say no to Arteta, is a player that Arteta is going to seed out.
Because Arteta himself is trying to be that personality, whereas he can't handle other personalities. Where he himself is trying to be that personality manager, but he's not.
Which is what Pep does. You know, when he went to City, he got rid of Deco, got rid of Ronaldinho. When he went to Bayern, he got rid of Schweinsteiger. When he went to City, got rid of Yaya, phased out Aguero, etc. So it's just, yeah, you're right. He wants yes man, but like Arteta's not like the way Pep is, right? City's plan B is Pep Guardiola. But the
Right.
fact, look at this season, Pep hasn't been able to figure it out tactically. That's why City look like they have no plan B. When I look at Arsenal, their plan B is Saka do something brilliant. But you can't, that doesn't work all the, as good as Saka is, I rate him. But you can't just feed him all the time, because when I watch, Arsenal fans will complain that Saka gets triple marked every game. But the reason why he gets triple marked is because you have no one else on the other flank. Well, I remember at Chelsea, Eden Hazard would get triple marked, but that was only because on the other wing we didn't have anyone of his quality to be able to stretch the field.
Right.
If Arsenal had a Lookman on the left wing, which I said back in the summer, Arsenal should get him. Arsenal fans told me he's not that good. Whatever. If you had a Lookman on the left, there's no way that Saka would be marked all the time.
Or Leao.
Like teams would have to deal with both threats. I remember the season under Ollie, might have been 1920 or 2021, when they had Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial playing up.
Same.
And both teams couldn't handle that. Just that pure pace, power, goal-scoring threats. Sometimes you just need more of that. If Arsenal had another threat in the forward line to worry about, Saka would get more space.
Smith Rowe right here. I've been saying this. Why the way Arteta treated Smith Rowe is one that Arsenal fans really need to talk about, because Smith Rowe was one of those players that Arteta himself brought up, right, and could have used in this system. But guess what? He promised Smith Rowe game time. He promised Smith Rowe he'd use him, but he's now out of Fulham. He's playing his best football right now at Fulham. So that's what I'm saying. Smith Rowe as a backup to somebody would be good for Arsenal right now. I think Smith Rowe.
The summer window was suicidal.
Yeah,
getting rid of Smith Rowe and Vieira. And once Odegaard is injured, you don't play Wanyeri there. Instead, you play 3 DMs against Bournemouth. It's complete tactical negligence.
He got rid of all the and even your squad depth. Like, he got rid of all your bodies and didn't replace them. So even if people didn't rate, say, a Smith Rowe or rate Fabio Vieira or some of the other guys, the bodies aren't there.
Exactly.
So, it's just like, I don't know. It's just I said it back in the summer. Why are you guys trying to buy Calafiori and you've got Timber that can play left back? You've got options. Don't get a left winger. Use that Calafiori.
Our defensive injuries have been poor. But...
yeah, and I know you guys have had injuries and stuff, but if you had used that Calafiori money, add another, say, 25 mil or whatever, you guys could have got a Lookman or a Leao or a Nico. You could have got someone on that left wing, because because you need that right now. Look at Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's been very good. He's been there in your academy. Well, now Calafiori looks like a waste of a signing.
He has been, essentially. I mean, the City equalised with side.
That's not even saying he's a bad player, by the way. It's just that you just didn't need him.
To be fair, one thing I will say, we have needed him this season. Well, then again, he's been one of the injury crocs this season. I mean, we've suffered defensively. So, in hindsight, at the time, I was livid. Why were we going after another left back when we've got about 6 there that can play there already? But, I mean, funny thing is, we've had so many defensive injuries this season. Him getting signed has actually looked quite beneficial in hindsight. But then again, signing Marino, a guy that didn't do anything outstanding in 6 years at Newcastle, I think. While getting rid of Vieira and Smith Rowe, far more creative players, far more exciting players. And even when you're talking about Lookman and Leao and all that, I feel like it's more of a coaching problem. Because I remember Martinelli saying when he scored at Elland Road one time, Airport Albert, our assistant manager, was disgusted with him despite scoring because he wasn't marking his fullback. So I feel like whoever they buy, no matter how good they are in terms of quality, are going to be conditioned to
in the system.
Not play to their strengths, and the attack is going to keep going down Saka's end.
I agree. If Arsenal had a even Wenger now at his old age, or if you guys had a Klopp this season or a Slot, like you guys would be much closer to be able to win this league. Now, does that mean you'd be
Or a
guaranteed to win it?
Conte, or
Who knows?
Conte,
But
or
you have
or
a
a
better
Conte.
chance. Well, a better manager, you've got a better chance, and that's something that these
100%.
Arsenal fans don't understand. Like, who can you get?
CV
There's
speak for
managers
themselves.
out there. No one knew who Slot was before he walked into Liverpool, and people were saying he wasn't good enough. But now he's 6 points clear. So you just take advantage. No one knew City would drop off. City dropped off. Everyone assumed Arsenal would be the next closest challengers because that's what I've been hearing from Arsenal fans, right? That, the
It's
only
been the
reason we
case
can't
last
win.
two seasons.
Well, Pep fell off. So you should then go
Mm.
and win. Why
Yeah,
haven't
100%.
you?
They
There's
should.
no
They should.
Liverpool have had Allison out injured for the majority of this season. So there's no excuses of injuries. Liverpool have had their injuries.
The excuses Arsenal fans keep on making is that Pep is here. We can't beat Pep. Well, I just have to say this, and I ain't bragging, yeah, but we beat Pep in a final. So there's no excuse. If United can beat Pep in a final, then Arsenal should be beating Pep to the title. Because all this, you bottled an 8-point lead, right? You also bottled you went on a massive win streak. You drew one game against Man City and you lost to Aston Villa. The games prior to the run that you guys went on, right? At least you get one more win seals that title for you. It's about that mental edge that you don't have. It's about that small little. It's those little details that you guys are missing.
Yeah, and like Arsenal fans will say
Mentality.
Liverpool will drop, which I agree.
So
Liverpool are not going to win every game, but
they're not
the
going.
thing is, Arsenal haven't like the last few points Liverpool have dropped. They lost to
Arsenal
United
have
this
also
week,
dropped that same weekend.
right? Arsenal, yeah. You look at the one beforehand when I think a few weeks ago Liverpool also dropped points, and Arsenal they dropped points as well. Like you can't keep because if Arsenal had just picked up those 6 points, and you'd also beaten Everton, you guys would be top by 3. You'd be 3 points clear on top right now.
Yep.
And that's the difference for me. That I believe Liverpool will drop points, but I know Arsenal are going to drop more.
True. Because I feel.
Yes, go on.
So I was just going to elaborate. I think when the Merseyside derby at Goodison was postponed, Arsenal then dropped 2 points to Fulham. When Liverpool dropped points to Fulham, Arsenal couldn't break down Everton. And I want you guys to realise that not every Arsenal fan are like the Arsenal fans you see on Twitter. There are a select few of us that have brains, that have a brain, I should say. Doesn't bode well, but
No. You're
yeah,
all the same.
don't listen to the majority of our fans on social media because they are what I call top gooners, absolute waffle, absolute
I'm
waffle.
sorry, you're all the same, man. You're all
No, don't drag me in with those muppets. Right? They always no because
one of a kind. Josh is one of a kind. He's proper.
I'm joking.
Yeah, cheers, man.
He's proper. Like your next games are Newcastle today. Obviously, that'll happen in 6 minutes. So we're gonna wrap the show up. And obviously, you need to go watch Arsenal. Yeah. And then you got
watch Arsenal struggle.
And then you got United at home in the FA Cup. Then you got Spurs in the Premier League. And you got Villa in the league. And then you got Zagreb at home. Then Wolves away. Then Girona away. And then that's your January schedule. So you've played how many games now in January? You played what?
About 9.
Both on the road.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got that's a crazy month of January, to be honest with, for Arsenal. I reckon you guys need to go on a run now of games if you're serious about getting back in the title race. But yeah, score predictions for the Arsenal Newcastle game. I'm gonna go with 2-1 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
Prime
against Newcastle.
Yeah, today score prediction.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal.
We'll quickly move on to Liverpool Spurs game. Obviously, Spurs, coming off the back of a loss against Newcastle at home. Does Newcastle stay in North London then? Because they just went to Spurs, and then now they're going to Arsenal. Do they stay in North London then, or do they just go fly back to Newcastle, fly back again? What do they do?
I don't know. I don't think they have a designated training ground in London. So my thoughts are they waste time going back to Newcastle.
No, I hear that. Liverpool, Spurs. Obviously, Liverpool, United, we talked about that game. Spurs, do you guys think it's time for Ange to go? Because I reckon that if he loses this Carabao Cup tie, yeah, I think it's done for him. I think it's done for him. Well, he
I
probably
think
is
this
going to.
game will be telling on the players who's actually fighting for him.
Yeah.
I think this game
I
will
can
be
tell you.
important, not in terms of him tactically, just in
tell you
terms
one.
of actual fight from the players.
I'll tell you one player that is fighting for him though, Kulusevski. That guy is playing his heart out for Spurs right now. I think Kulusevski's been one of Spurs' best players this season. I think it's quite evident as well. I think it's quite clear. I think Son as well. Son's just Son. He's just been Spurs' best player for I don't know how long now. He's just been the guy that led Spurs since Harry Kane's left. He's been living in the shadows of Harry Kane, and now he's just taking over this. Now he's taking over the Harry Kane role, and now he's just scoring a bunch of bags of goals for Spurs. And I just think now that he's now that main man. But Kulusevski has been, I think, the most standout player this season. If you ask me who the most standout players this season, it's Kulusevski. Because he's been that guy that's sort of playing, plays in behind. He's that, he's a player that dictates the play. I like the way he passes and moves. I like the way Kulusevski's just, he has that really good left foot. He's a very one-dimensional type of player, but he looks very, very good on the ball. Looks very, very good on the ball. So I give Kulusevski my props this season, yeah. But what's your score prediction for the Spurs Liverpool game? Because obviously Spurs are off the back of a Newcastle loss at home to Newcastle. Spurs haven't won a home game for 2 months. I think Prime was telling me. I think you told me this on Friday, didn't you? In the preview, I think Spurs hadn't won a game for 2 months. I'm not sure if it was you that told me this, but
They've won 2 games in the last 10.
And Spurs hadn't won a home game in 2 months.
Oh, that I didn't know. I didn't know.
Which is crazy to even think about. They hadn't won a home game in 2 months. And these are the teams that they've played at home. They played Newcastle at home, Wolves at home, Liverpool at home. Obviously you don't count Carabao Cup, so I'm talking about Premier League. Chelsea at home, Fulham at home, Ipswich at home. Bro, they hadn't won a game since Aston Villa at home in the league, which is mad. And this is their next games. Yeah, they've got Liverpool at home, Tamworth away, Arsenal away, Everton away, Hoffenheim away.
They'll lose to Tamworth, by the way.
I hope so. That'd be funny. That would be funny. If they lose to Tamworth, broski, that would be insane. That would be insane. If they lose to Tamworth, Ange should be sacked on the dot. Not even he wouldn't even make the coach back to London, or where the hell Tamworth is. He wouldn't even make the coach back to London, bro. He wouldn't make it back to White Hart Lane or where the shite stadium is called, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Bro, that's how mad it is. Like, he won't even make it back. If he loses that game, that's him done for me. So yeah, what's your score prediction for this game? I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. And then Liverpool
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool Prime.
Professional, not much fuss. Spurs don't know a glove on them. Just Liverpool rolling on, slot machine carrying on.
Fair. Prime, what are you saying?
I don't know on the score, but I will say that Newcastle will make it to the final, and Liverpool, unfortunately, make it to the final.
Liverpool. No, I hear it. Any other games we need to talk about? Chelsea, we've spoken about this game. Arsenal, Brentford, we've spoken about the day. Man City, obviously getting the win, kind of expected, really. Newcastle, West Ham, they beat at home, so.
No, hold on, fuck that. Kobe Mainoo coming to the Chelsea. Speak on that, bro.
He's not going Chelsea, bro. Trust me, he's not going Chelsea.
Chelsea. Hey, we gave you our English star boy, man. Let's take yours. Mainoo.
What's your English star boy? Mason Mount. The same Mason Mount.
Mount was Chelsea's English star boy, and we gave you Mount, so you gave us Mason. It's fair.
The same Mason Mount that Chelsea fans have been calling what do you call who's the same twat that comes from Portugal.
Money makes, man. Respect him, man. He's won a Champions League, man. Respect him.
Who's that
Champions
money
League
grabbing?
assist,
Who's that money grabbing something? Yeah.
And Champions League winning assist, man. Champions League winning assist, man. Respect it.
I'm not disrespecting Mason. It's the Chelsea
Hey,
fans.
does Paul Scholes have a assist in a Champions League final, a winning assist? No. So hey, respect Mount.
But he's got 2 Champions League medals. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, listen, he doesn't have a Champions League winning assist. It doesn't count.
It doesn't matter.
No, but Mainu's not coming to Chelsea. I think it's just his agent trying to get him a new contract.
Yeah, he wants a new contract. Yeah, he does.
I think that's just what it is. He's trying to get a new contract, and Chelsea were looking to buy players, so it just looks like Chelsea's the easiest name to link with. You know, we've done business in the past with Mount and Sancho and all of that. So yeah.
Before we wrap it up, Man City versus West Ham. City won 4-1.
Yeah, City are back, man. Title's on. Let's go.
You reckon City are back?
No, I'm joking.
Because they got Brentford away, Ipswich away. Then they've got PSG, Chelsea. Then they got Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool. Oh, bro, City's run is tough. City's run is tough. I'm read you this.
Sorry, I'm gonna head because I have to go do something. Yeah, take care, guys. Like and subscribe, people. It was nice meeting you, Josh. Take care, brother.
Take care, Brian.
Oh, you're muted.
No worries.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
Peace, bro.
Take care, man. Take care. Before we wrap it up, City's run in the next few games. Obviously, they got you got the Arsenal game. You can open the Arsenal game as well, but just make sure you got mute so you don't get copyright or anything.
No, don't worry. I'm not getting it on. I'm just on the live blog. Apparently, Trossard's on the right.
I'm gonna open League and just watch along and head to bed because I gotta wake up for the NBA game in the morning. So City, Salford, and then they got Brentford away, Ipswich away, PSG away, Chelsea at home, Bruges at home, Arsenal away, Newcastle at home, Liverpool at home, Spurs away, Forest away, Brighton at home, Leicester at home, United away, Palace at home, Everton away, Villa home, Wolves home, Southampton away, Bournemouth at home, Fulham away, excuse me. That's a tough run to the end of the season by Man City. That's a very, very tough run. And the next few games for Man City, again, it's not easy. Salford, Brentford away, Ipswich away, it's going to be tough. Two tough games. And then PSG away. Very tough game. City need to win that PSG game, by the way. City need to win that PSG game.
I think that's the thing with the format that I don't really like. Even if they don't beat PSG, it's more likely that they're going to finish in the top, 24, 25?
Yeah.
You know, there's not that much stake to it, to be honest. I don't think City are really in any danger of dropping out of the Champions League. Granted, they're going to have to go through the playoff, but, you know, that's a lot better than finishing out of the top 25 or whatever it is. So, I personally don't feel like there's much stake in the Champions League unless you have actually lost every single game up to this point.
Yeah, no, I hear that completely. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. Not many games to really talk about. Obviously, AC Milan coming back from 2-0 down to win against Inter last night 3-2. Inter with an offside goal, second controversial goal, but AC Milan with the win. And then you've also got Real Madrid winning 2 games now at the top of the league. Forest beating Wolves 3-0. Forest are in a really good position in the league. Other fixtures: Fulham Ipswich 2-2. Southampton Brentford. Yeah, I think Southampton are going to get relegated. Brentford
without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, steamroll. Bournemouth beat Everton, kind of expected. Aston Villa beating Leicester, kind of expected. Newcastle beating Spurs, kind of expected. And yeah, that's it really. And obviously Arsenal beating Brentford 3-1.
And then drawing with Brighton 1-1. Yeah,
and they drew with Brighton 1-1. That Brentford game was a steamroll by Arsenal, and yeah, you guys just completely took control, and that was it really. I mean, you really need to do much. Brentford were just poor on the day, I guess.
They were, yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up here, people. Josh, thank you for coming on again, bro, and obviously big up to you, man. Thank you for the message that you sent me over the past few days. It's been tough, but thank you so much for the message, man. And yeah,
It's
big
all
up
right,
for
mate. Don't worry. You'll
big
pull
up for
through. Don't worry.
no, I appreciate it, man. Big up for hopping on, man. And obviously, I'll get you on for the FA Cup. Oh yeah, we need to do the FA Cup preview on Friday as well. So I'll definitely get you in for that one on Friday as well. If you
Yeah,
can
I should be good for Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I'll bring Gusty on as well, and I'll bring maybe I'll bring on a bigger panel. We'll see, because obviously United Arsenal big game, so I'll definitely get on like a panel. We'll do like a combined 11. We'll do like we'll do like a preview of our season as a whole. So yeah, I will try
Yeah.
and bring on a panel, and yeah, that's this for us today, people. We're gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. 28 of you watching, 30 of you watching earlier. The link is in the Twitter quote, so make sure you guys subscribe. I will be doing some more shows tomorrow, maybe Thursday, or Friday. I'll be on it this week, so people make sure you tune in. And if there's any more video ideas you like to see, please make sure you leave a comment in the description. And obviously, you like to see some videos. I'll definitely interact with you guys. I'm always in the section reading the comments. So yeah, make sure you guys leave a comment. And Armstead usually wins things in the second season. Where the fuck is man? Son's been poor. Spurs fixtures are looking good at all. Yeah, tough run. Yeah, and obviously, what else have we got this week? So FA Cup. We got Carabao. We just done a review here, and Premier League preview next week. I'll be back next week, people, as well. So yeah, all's good. And I'm one away from 110 subs, so make sure you click that subscribe button. I'll get there very soon. I'll get there very, very soon. Could get to 115 if you guys subscribe. So yeah, all's good. And Josh, thank you once again for coming on, bro. And I'll see you on Friday for the Arsenal United preview, FA Cup.
See you on Friday, Akam.
Big up, man. Big up, people. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you then.